It's the Late Late Show.
Good day, Jimmy.
What?
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome on stage our under 12 national medal winners in the Community Games drama with their play Ireland's Happiest Marriage.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Ireland's happiest marriage. We have spent the past 6 months searching the country, and we have found 2 happy marriages, and we are delighted to have both couples here in the show. Firstly, welcome all the way from Malahide in North County Dublin. Let's hear it for Nikki and Nigel. Please take a seat, Nikki and Nigel, while I'll welcome our second guest, all the way from Mullyacha in North County Dublin, Longford. Let's hear it for Geraldine and Johnny.
Would you come up for God's sake and stop making a holy show of me in front of all these people?
God forbid that we might give them the wrong impression. Can you tell me how I'm supposed to smile? Is this okay?
Pleased to meet you. Pleased to meet you. Pleased to meet you.
Pleased to meet you. Where on earth did you learn to talk like that? Now let me explain the rules of the show.
Rules? Nigel, you never said anything about rules. You know I'm not good at rules. Oh, Darren, take me home.
Oh, sweet pea, there's absolutely nothing to worry about. Would you, Nigel Pidgey, lead you astray?
Of course not, my Nigel Pidgey.
Oh, my little Jerry Bear, do you have a hug for your little Johnny Wonny? Following a series of questions from both couples, it'll be up to you, the audience, to decide who will take home the fabulous star prize.
You hear that, Nigel? Win me that star prize. I want that star prize. I want it, I want it, I want it.
Oh, you've nothing to worry about. Do you really think that those Longford cultures could beat us mighty doves? Whatever that star prize is, it'll be yours, sweet pea.
So, Nikki, Nigel, can you tell me how and when you met?
Well, Lenny, we were married 7 months now. We actually met 8 months ago.
On Tinder,
Yes. We both swiped right, and it was love.
at first sight.
First sight of his bank balance, I bet. So, Jared and Johnny, how long have you known each other?
2 long.
Why did you enter the competition? Can you win? Well, it was the day after Mullyacha won the Leinster, and she said to me we should enter a happiest marriage competition. Lenny, I was so happy that day I could have entered a monastery. And can you win?
Well, Lenny, I'd like to think we've a lot of depth in our relationship. We've been through a lot together, and we always come out the other side smiling.
Well, Lenny, sometimes all you can do is smile. So, Nikki, what was it about Nigel that grabbed your attention?
Well, my Nigel has a heart of gold.
Well, I'd say it was more the gold than the heart.
He's so kind and gentle and really knows how to treat a woman.
Julie, looks like her face is plenty of treatment, all right.
Would you ever shut up?
Is everything all right, Julie?
Oh, yes, Lenny. I was just making sure my Johnny was enjoying himself.
Oh, Nikki, my love, you're embarrassing me. Lenny, this girl has made me so happy I could cry.
I could cry as well. It's nothing to do with being happy. Now for the final question for both couples. Firstly, for Nikki, what is Nigel's favourite make of car?
Well, he's a Land Rover, a Mercedes, and a BMW. But he said he's always loved a new Porsche.
I know a lad who could build him a Porsche for very little. So, Johnny, what is Geraldine's favourite make of flower? Well, she loves the plain stuff, but her favourite is definitely autumn self-raising flower. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. If you think the winners of Ireland's happiest marriage should be Nikki and Nigel, then cheer now. If you think the winners of Ireland's happiest marriage should be Geraldine and Johnny, then cheer now. There you have it. There's no doubt that the winners are Geraldine and Johnny. And they win a 14-night cruise around the world. Congratulations.
Did you hear that, Johnny? We've won, and we get to spend the next 2 weeks together with no distractions.
I'll tell you what, Shirley. If you want our marriage to remain happy, you head off on the cruise and I'll head off on the booze.
Nigel, you promised me you would win. How could those rural people beat us?
Oh, dumplings, I'll make it up to you. Would diamonds help? I'll do anything to make it better.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Ireland's happiest marriage.
That was absolutely brilliant. And we got some great talent around the parish. Next, ladies and gentlemen, we have some of our local volunteers who put in some great time and effort into the various different duties that they perform. Please welcome on stage Beatrice Pattison, Michelle Kelly, Betty Fox, and Bridget Duffy.
Four lovely ladies. Well, five. Sorry, Laura.
Jimmy's best amongst ladies.
How are you all? Are you nice and relaxed?
Good, yes.
Get a nice cup of tea there with the mothers and others. Beatrice, starting off with yourself there. You're probably the most seen person in Edgeworthstown, I think, on a daily basis.
That's a good thing or a bad thing.
But you're heavily involved with the tiny towns, and we see you regularly on the bypass and tidying up. Tell us about the work of the tiny towns.
Well, we're out during the week, or we go out on the weekends. We sweep, we weed, we create flower beds, we do anything to try and enhance the environment of the community, really.
And you come out very early in the morning, I believe.
Yes, 7:30, 8 o'clock on Saturday morning, and 7, maybe 8 on Sunday morning as well.
And how many is involved with it?
There's a good few of us. It's hard to see how many we have because people volunteer and they do their own thing at their own time. It doesn't always suit to go out on a Wednesday evening or a Saturday morning, so people do their own thing when they can. So.
And do you bring home bags of rubbish now to the house, or what do you do?
No, the council actually take it away for us, so it's very good, yeah.
Excellent, but it's a great service. And this year was a great year for you personally, on a personal basis. You were nominated for the Person of the Year, I believe.
Yes, it was a great honour by the people in the town to vote for me, so it was. I was delighted. It was very good.
Tell us about that. The Simon.
The Simon community. It's run by the Simon community, so it's which helps the homeless. So then they nominate so many throughout the county. People vote, and then they have their committee, and they decide who will be nominated for it. So roughly 10 nominees. So then you have a dinner in the Longford Arms, and the money raised towards the Simon community.
It's a well-deserved and great honour for yourself personally, but a reflection of the work that the tiny towns do as well.
Well, I'm only one of a team, but
I believe you're the best looking.
I don't know, Tom Dooley might say something.
And as well as that, you had the honour of turning on Christmas lights this year.
Christmas lights, yeah, that was the traders asked me to turn it on, so I was delighted with that.
Yeah, so it's been a great year for you. Your own family, you're steeped in Edgeworthstown as well. The Flood family, you're steeped in the traditions of Edgeworthstown. Tell us about your mother. She's heavily involved in drama.
She was heavily involved in I think they were the Mostrim Dramatic Society back then, and a few generations, even some of the future generations are involved in it as well. But they used to, when we were children, they would be practicing in our house, and you would see there would be a pile of brass for potato cakes ready for them when they'd come in. So they would be practicing, and you would have had some of the old characters like Paddy Dempsey from Brackland, and my uncle Patsy from Gary Andrew, and you had Nancy Smith, Mary Skelly. You had several of the locals that would be involved in it. And I remember one time they were putting on the play Sive in the Auburn Hall, and we were there when they were setting up and everything, and one of the props they had was a mantelpiece, and Mrs. McEnroe, Lord Mercy, was decided that she would loan 2 of her beautiful ornaments to put on the mantelpiece, and the play was on anyway, and one of my brothers was in it, and there was and they wanted it to look authentic, so they started.
The one that is this.
So the mantelpiece started to rock, and you could see the ornaments shaking on the mantelpiece, and everything was different size in the hall, and then you could just hear a voice in the back say, "Oh God, this is about to break."
And did the break?
I can't remember.
It would have been trouble if they did, that's for sure. But you mentioned the Auburn Hall, it wasn't a great facility that our town had many years ago, and sadly missed.
I'd say it is missed because I think everyone down to the
Originally cinema, yeah.
Play.
I'll sit beside you, Rich. We don't want to miss you.
Yeah, you had plays and then you had dances. It was discos in the latter years, so it was a great community place.
Sorry about the microphone. I know it works for me. But thanks a million, Beatrice. Thank you very much. Give it up for Beatrice Patterson, ladies and gentlemen. Betty, let's hope your audio is a little bit better. Tell us about your daily routine up at the school, Betty. Here.
Well, I'm secretary up there for about 14 years now. Know the routine fairly well. My job really is admin, and I look after the teachers. I supply them with whatever they need for running the classes. I look after the SNAs and provide all the things they need for the special needs children. I work very closely to the principal, Alan, and the beautiful Mary, the deputy principal. And most of all, and most important, are the children, the well-being of the children. I like to look out for them, see, if they have any fears or anything like that. I see them going in sometimes on a Monday morning. It can be difficult. Some of them have a great weekend and all they want to do is stay with Mammy. So I have to take them by the hand and bring them off down to the class. I'm like a granny to them, so.
Yeah, but they all talk fondly about you as secretary, and you make their time in school a lot easier, I imagine. A lot of teachers, a lot of staff up there, a lot of children. It's a big operation.
Yeah. Recently, it's so big, the workload is huge, Bridget here, my sidekick, my partner in crime. It's great to have her along, we do need each other, and it's just great because parents will call too, looking for appointments and looking to see if they can help the children in any way, and you have to be there and give them a helping hand as well, so it's all a lot of talk and a lot of fun, when you fix the machines, and some of the times the teachers think you're great, but then it comes to some computer work and I know who to call and get down to help, so it's just a great group, we work together well.
Your own kids would have gone through the school themselves and they've come out the other end as very talented family. Not to single out one, but I suppose your son Bobby has been very successful. Tell us about Bobby's career so far.
Well, yes, I've five beautiful adult children, and they're all just lovely, and they've achieved more than I thought they could ever could, and they're still achieving, each and every one of them great. Bobby left home very, very young. He's gone since he was 15. He won 4 world championships in a row, dance championships in a row, and then went into river dance and another couple of dance groups, and that took him all over the world. He was in America with river dance, and eventually led to Australia, where he settled, and he loves it. So he does dance musicals there. His big one was Frankie Valley in Jersey Boys, so he's always doing something. It's a hard life, it's always auditioning, one show's over, you have to audition for another, and then he has a show, he's getting up the Irish Boy, who would oversee it. It's lovely, but that's hard work too, to try and sell that, so hopefully someday you bring it home.
But it goes to show that a young boy from Ringawney can tread the boards all over the world,
yes.
And a lot of that was done with the upbringing and your...
Yes, and the chap, we had a wedding there during the summer, my daughter Roseanne got married, you know, and she's living in Canada teaching, and she's a musician and a singer, and she has that in class. But she came home here to get married, and we invited along a fella for a little bit of entertainment at the break. Jimmy Jest, I don't know if anybody knows him, but Jimmy wrote an anthem for Ringawney, you know, and we still sing it, and it was to the tune of
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah, and it's just great, you know.
No, I'm not going to sing it tonight.
I have to mention my daughter Laura down there. She's an All-Ireland medal winner with score.
That's right. Yeah. So it's great talent. And all over it. So.
Yeah.
Thanks a million, Betty Fox. Thank you. Michelle, again, needs no introduction to anybody in Edgeworthstown. You're heavily involved with everything that's good in Edgeworthstown. Tell us about your achievements and work today, please.
Stuff and everything. Yeah, back in 2015, my father was diagnosed with first time our family ever had to fix through that. But we had palliative care at the time, and all they did for us, we swore as a family we'd do something to give back. So that was the first time I ever got into fundraising in a big way. So palliative care, which is we're doing tonight as well, not passes, and community games. And then I went from that. So 4 years down the line now, we've raised over 100,000 for.
Very good. But you've endless energy and enthusiasm for this, you know, you're fully involved with them.
Yeah, I love it. I fell into it, but I love it. Yeah, it's really, I love Edgeworthstown. You were talking about earlier on the manor. I was born in the manor, reared in it. I mean, a man that was born in the manor. My parents both from Edgeworthstown. I'm true Edgeworthstown, and I just want all that's good in it. So in any way at all I can help out, I will. That's the way I am about it. And they're brilliant. It's the best town in the world to fund. Everybody gets behind it. Everybody. So, and you can't do it on your own. There's always a big group behind, especially Carl and the rest of my family are always there to help out. So we have another, I'm going to plug it now when I'm here. We're starting now in February. It was supposed to be January, but we moved it on to February. We're doing Longford's The Voice, teenagers. So from 13 to 19 years old. We have 2 weekends in February of auditions, blind auditions. And then we have the show itself on the first Saturday in March. So the winner gets €500 and the rest of the money is going to Betty's track around the school. So,
Just tell us more about Betty's pet that she wants around the school. What's the plan there? Well, you can tell us together, I know Betty.
The track. It's a passion of mine to get it finished, you know. I'll be retiring in the next few years, so I'd love to see the track finished. It would be a great service to the children, not these children today, as in the future. We intend to build it around the football pitch. It's just seeing children playing football, and that's great. I mean, I was one of those people that love football, but there's children, a ball comes near them and they run that way. You know, as soon as time they will move. But if they had our track to walk around, to run, to sit on the benches, we're going to provide. And another thing, if there's anyone else out there with skills that could come and give me a name, that you're willing to help us out, and if anyone has machinery that could drive, I'm willing to help us out too, just give me your name and I'll give you a shout when the time comes, because Magella and Bridget there, they do so much work for me, you know, and it's great that they will put, I do what they tell me, but they have all the ways and they know what to do and how to carry out those fundraisers, you know.
And Magella, have you had many applications yet for The Voice?
See, we were originally supposed to have it in January, and then a few things is actually coming up, so we decided I'm going to put it off. We're going to go around to all the secondary schools in January and get it announced in all the schools and all that. So there'll be a specific date for people to apply for.
Listen, and even some of the talent we have here tonight, and they're going to have a tough job.
I was writing it, but I'm not one of the mentors, so I don't care. I'm in the background. But, and it's going to be here as well, so it's back in the town for the actual show itself. So.
That's great.
Yeah.
Thanks a million, Michelle. Thank you. British, another lady who is fully involved in the community in Edgeworthstown and comes up with some brilliant imaginative ideas. The one that stands out, I suppose, is Mostrim Late Late Show. Talk us through your idea and the inception of that. Talk through it anyway. It wasn't madness at the end. Just 1 second.
What can I say about Mostrim Late Late? The name is John McGarry out there thought that. Basically, for a couple of years, the Trade Association were kind of bandying about ideas of having a festival in Edgeworthstown. And as you're probably aware, other communities in the county have festivals. Granard has Easter, and every town has Christmas, and then you have Paddy's Day in Longford and Ballymahan, and different things. And we kind of wanted a festival that we could make our own, that would be synonymous with Edgeworthstown. And we decided on Halloween. We decided on it, and it took 2 years to decide what we wanted to do with it, because we really didn't know. And then we thought, wouldn't it be great if we did something that totally scared the living daylights out of the people in town? It'd be so much fun. We didn't know what we were going to do, so we formed a small committee, and there was myself and yourself, Julie, and John McGarry, Peter Costello, Trade Association, Tiny Towns threw in as well. And we said we were going to do a haunted house of horrors and use the rectory. The rectory was a building that we all knew. We passed it every single day, but none of us had ever set foot in it. To our state, we never set foot in it. So we decided that was going to be our base, and we went to plan. We looked at a few places around, Haunted Spectacular, different bits and pieces, but we really wanted it to be a family event, to be something that you could bring your kids to. I'll bet not all of them, but any of them old enough to be scared. So that's where it started. We had a theme on the first year, and Jim and you were our Enoch. Enoch is our main character. Richie was our Enoch this year, your grandson. Did a great job. We're very proud of your progeny. But yeah, the festival has kind of grown. We started off with 2 nights. I think it was 6 shows originally. Half-hour shows. We had people dressed up in all different kinds of garb. We had story, we had props. We couldn't believe how well it went. We really didn't believe that the success of Punch was sold out in a couple of days. And we thought, right, we have something here now. We can really make this our own. So this year we went hell for leather. I won't say what Peter Costello's favourite phrase is about it, but let's just say it's good. But this year we went for 3 nights, 12 shows. We had adult-only shows this year, which were great fun altogether. Some people came with their children and came back to be scared a second time. Again, a huge success. It's still a big trial and error. We've done a few things, changed a few things. Laura had, as well as the disco here this year, Community Centre also had Cinema Night, which was a great success. But basically, it's a festival that we want to grow. It's for the people of Edgeworthstown and to bring in people from outside as well. We had people from Dublin, Leitrim, me come to it this year. Couldn't believe the amount of people that came. Again, sold out. And we'd like to kind of make Halloween what people will know Edgeworthstown for. It's a festival we want people to come to. It's going to be a family event. Every year we'll add different things and hope that it really does go from strength to strength. And the best thing about it is, I suppose, is that it involves nearly every group in the town. We have Tiny Towns, we have the Traders Association, we have many Mostrim players, members, we have so many groups that become involved, and every single member, we started with a cast of 23 last year, we had a cast of 35 this year, and every single person that's in that cast builds sets, makes costumes, brings their own ideas. My attitude is I let them go a bit wild, add a little bit of hot whiskey in, it's brilliant. So I have to say it's a brilliant event.
Absolutely brilliant show, and well done to you for that. It's looking at powerful ladies in our community, 5 of you here and more earlier and more to come. You know, you're taking over a little bit, are you? The ladies, it's girl power, is it, Bridget?
There's a little bit of girl power, but I would say, isn't the power behind the throne always a really good woman? So all of these strong women here and all of the strong women that are out there, we've always been working in the background, just fully seen us now.
Well, we're lucky at Edgeworthstown that we have, and I'm not patronising or anything like that. And like for you, you put your head on the block this year and went forward for local politics, which was not easy to do, and well done for that. You know, unfortunately, how was your experience with that?
It was an experience, that's for sure, and one I won't forget. And I have to say, all of these women here supported me, and it was a fantastic experience, and I'm really glad that I did it. Whether I do it again is still up for question, because Laura keeps telling me I want her to run. I'll support you this time. But I had a great team behind me. Magella was heading that, and the support that I received was just fantastic. And it went to prove as well, you know, that Edgeworthstown as a community, we do kind of go together, and even, you know, we have so many new nationalities here. We've had quite a few tonight, and they really got involved in the campaign as well, and they were very proud to come and say that they'd come and voted, and not just that, but they voted for me. So yeah, it was a great experience, Jimmy. I'm still tired, so I hope that 2 weeks I've had over Christmas.
Well, I can say hand in heart, your love for County Council's lost, and that's it.
Very much.
Absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up again for Bridget Duffy.